I am good. So the question on the table is, what do women owe their community?
I think as a black woman who grew up not seeing,
Can you do me a favor? Can you turn off the background noise that's coming across? Is it like on TV or something?
oh,
Guys, I'm gonna shut the comments down so we can have a conversation. Uh,
right?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Um, I think just as a black woman who didn't have any like strong examples of positive relationships,
Uh-huh.
marriage was something I never aspired to have. It was like, I'm gonna just be successful, I'm gonna
Okay.
make some money, I'm gonna take care of myself, I'm gonna have my dog and my car.
Mhm.
And then I realized when I was like 26, like, damn, I'm gonna die alone.
Mhm.
Like, I need to do the work. So I did the work, started going to therapy. I knew I had a lot of unresolved daddy issues. So I was like, look, girl, figure it out, get your credit up, be bomb, but also like do the work. I started dating. I was making sure that I was the best version of myself.
Okay.
And I want my audience to be the best version of themselves because I don't want them to die alone.
Okay. So, how old are you?
I'm 31, but
31.
I'm married. I just don't have my ring on.
Okay. So, what would you say that women owe the community? I got your story. Shortened version of the story, but what would you tell the typical single modern woman that she owes our community?
I
Or
think
do you
we
think we,
owe,
or do you think single people or individuals don't owe the community anything?
no, I think that's the problem. I think we owe our community everything. And I think we owe our community the accountability. Like, and a lot of my people who I love and care for, I'm like, we got to do the work.
What does that
Like, the
mean?
work, we have to hit the gym. We have to, break the status quo. We have to hold each other accountable. The world isn't going to like work for
You
us.
say we. You mean who are you referring to as
We
we?
as black women.
Okay. So do you feel like that black women in this case act as though they owe the community anything?
I don't think we do, but I think a lot of us are waking up. And I think a lot of us are realizing that if it's not us, you're definitely adding to it, but a lot of us are not holding ourselves accountable. We think the world is going to happen to us and for us because, we're the cosmopolitan generation. We were sold all this fucking, excuse me,
Hmm.
the rainbows and you can have everything. You can have the career, the husband, the lifestyle. And it's like, no, you can't. And it's okay.
So when you have so do you have this conversation with women,
All the time.
and how's it received?
I think a lot of the people on my platform receive it. I get a lot of pushback,
From
but
who?
I think like being someone that's 31 and married to, I guess
From
what you would
who?
say,
You get a pushback from who?
my peoples.
I don't know. You say I get it's well received, but then I get pushback. So
So yeah, so it's well received. I want to say it's like a 70-30. So it's like, well, I wasn't born skinny. I wasn't born a 10. So like, why do I have to measure up? Why do I have to be this? And it's like, you don't have to, but you can accept the fact that you are a 6. It's nothing wrong. I watch your content. I love you, by the way.
well, thank
Nothing wrong with being a 6. But the fact is, we're kind of like raised to think that we deserve. Everybody's not going to have a high value man. Some people don't even like really want to be a high value wife. So
so
why do you want to be
you're
a 10?
married.
I am.
Why do you keep saying she's not married? I don't care about that, folks. Let me go ahead and do this. I don't really care about that stuff you're talking about right now. Um, when you say things to hold women accountable, what percentage of your content are you doing to hold women accountable?
Um, Maybe like 20%. It's something that's new for me.
All right.
Mainly because most of my platform is like women. So,
Okay.
and
So here's my question. If most of your platform is women, and women are the most unaccountable, what do you feel is more unaccountable to the community? Is it women? Is it men? Or do you think it's equal?
I want to say woman only because I think just from what I know, a lot of us just try to skate by.
Well, I think it's undoubtedly women because I don't hear women being told they need to graduate, go work, and then come back and save the community. I don't hear that from women. We tell women to go out and live their best life in hot girl summer. We tell men they need to come back to the hood.
I think a lot of women do tell other women to come back to the hood. I think it's just not
Where?
promoted because it's not
Where?
pretty. It's not great
Where? Where?
content.
Tell me why they do this because I'm 52 years old.
I mean, listen,
I
you,
can't think
you
of
are
any
the
place where women are
godfather.
told. I can't think of any place where women are told to come back to the hood and tutor and
I
mentor and
mean,
buy property.
I know a lot of women, and I don't know if it's just because I'm in
It's
my 30s
anecdotal.
now.
It's anecdotal. Anecdotal. And here's the reason. Here's my challenge. If you know that you talk to 20%, and 20% of your content is about telling women to do the work they need to do.
Well, trying to live the lifestyle because I'm a woman, so I know what we don't like. And this is just me just being real. Like
Mm-hmm.
I was raised to think like you're a baddie, you don't need anybody. Like that's the way I was raised.
Okay,
I'm
that's fine.
unwriting that. I'm
That's
unwriting that
fine. That's fine. But what I'm saying is,
and trying to
how,
live by example.
yes, because what do you think black women actually listen to what black men have to say?
No, but we listen to each other. That's what I'm saying. Like we're doing it. It's just you don't see it.
Well, that's the problem. That's the
Kevin, they
problem.
don't want to hear it though. They don't like it.
No,
We don't
no,
like it.
no,
And I'm
no.
speaking,
See, and that's my issue right there. You don't want to disrupt. You don't want the pain. You
it
want
is pain.
so
It's a lot
so.
of pain.
Okay, then who's going to do the work?
Can I ask you a question?
After you answer mine.
We're gonna do the work. But
No,
how
no,
can
no,
we
no,
do
no,
it?
no, 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 no. No, you can't just say that.
Kevin, I
20%.
just went live today and I told everyone I worked
Listen,
all day and
listen,
I cooked
listen. No,
dinner.
no, no, listen, listen.
Example.
20%, 80%.
I'm also newly married, Kevin, to be fair. So it's like new for my
All right. So, and
speaking
this
from
is
experience.
so this is an area that needs improvement. The
It
women
does.
who know better have to stand in the gap, just like the men you want to do, because it's our community, whether you like it or not. And if you know that women don't listen to men, if y'all don't stand up and speak, what do you think is going to change? And the reality is, it comes across like this to me. I learned it. I'll do what I can do when I can do, but at the end of the day, I'm only pushed so much, and somebody else will come do the work.
That's fair.
And that's bullshit.
No, it is bullshit. It is. But I guess what I'm
Because then
trying
I
to
get
tell
women
you,
asking me, well, who are you to talk to women? Because y'all won't do it. I'm
Kevin,
like, y'all won't do it.
you deal with women, right? You know what they say and how they react to you, right? Imagine I almost got canceled for like thank God I have my own business, but it's like,
Who are you
if I
talking
didn't
to? Do you see what they doing to me?
no, I know, but they're harder on women. They don't want us. They're harder. Okay, let me not say that. From my own experience, I literally
What
had to
toast you
leave.
mean, lady?
Kevin, I literally got canceled for just like a caption. And like for 72 hours, I had to literally leave
Who
the
canceled?
internet.
Who canceled you?
Nobody canceled me, but they tried to.
So, here's what I think. We want it easy. I want you to think. I want you to just. You're 31. How old are you? 31, 32?
31.
I want you to take yourself back to 1950. And you were born in 1950. So that means you were coming of age in the civil rights generation.
I already know where this is going. You're right. You're right. We do have it easy. We have it
So
easier.
I mean, I didn't go looking for this, but here I am. So it's like, okay, I'm looking for allies, looking for people who do things like, oh, go ahead and do you. But I'm newly married and I get this, and I wasn't raised with that. I neither was I. But if you're not going to, here's the thing: if not you, then who?
Oh,
You have 500,000 Instagram followers, right? Right?
yeah.
If not you, then
I guess I can definitely take
But you see the
accountability.
point. You see the point.
I do. And I'm trying to lead by example, Kevin. And I think,
You
anyone in
need.
my circle can say that, Kevin. Technically, I will be, what would you say? I'm a PhD. I'm a PhD. Like, marriage was something I was raised not to want. But I
Okay.
realized it was something that I
I get
needed.
you move point. But here's the thing. The reason why it doesn't get any better is because what do you hear in the black community? Once we never go back and do nothing. So that's what when a
Ooh,
black man gets something, he never goes back
sheesh.
to do it. But then this is what I'm saying. That's bull crap. Y'all never come back and do it. You do it it's like, oh, I'm not gonna risk that because I know how that's gonna be. So I'm going to profit from the hood. I'm gonna profit from my sisters. 80% of the content I'm gonna give them.
All right, Kevin, you ain't got to do that to me tonight, though.
But what I'm saying, and the reason is because we don't have women supporting women on the same message that got you married.
Can I ask you, like,
We got
what should I
messages
do?
telling women that you're fine the way you are, and you thick, and you this and you that, and all right. And here's the thing: who does it end up hurting at the end?
Women that look like me.
That's all I'm trying to get women to understand. That's how it ends up hurting women that look like you because of the pushback. Well, if women have so think about this from a power standpoint. Why do we need to worry about institutional racism, white supremacy, all these other institutional forces? We're not even willing to do the work together. So I thank you for having the conversation because it is going to be incumbent for more women to talk to women. Because unfortunately, we're in a position right now in our community where the women don't really put much value in what men say. And when women stand up and say something, they want to cancel you. That's the truth. And unfortunately, unless women start standing up to where you have some backup that's female, nothing's really going to change.
I'm going to campaign for some backup.
All right, sis. Appreciate it.
Keep doing the work.
Thank you.
Okay, so
How old are you?
hi, how are you?
How old are you?
How old am I? I'm 28.
All right.
Yeah.
Ryan sitting on Chinky. You all right?
I've been drinking.
Okay.
It's been a long day. I decided, let me drink some wine. I didn't know I would end up on here. Just kind of shocking. I wasn't ready. So.
Okay. So what do you got for me?
Okay, so I wasn't even paying attention to your question. So your question is, what do women owe to what?
The community. Their communities.
What are you referring to when you say that? Like, what do we owe to what community?
Your community, your group.
I don't feel like we owe anything.
Are you married?
Oh, as bad as that answer.
Are you married?
Think we owe anything. I don't think anybody
Listen.
anything.
You need to listen. Are you married?
No, I'm not.
Back up a little bit because you're a little bit out of frame. So you don't owe the community anything. All right. Do you live by yourself or do you live with someone?
No, I live with my daughter and my mother.
All right. So if somebody was coming to threaten your home, and your neighbors and your male neighbors saw that, they would owe you nothing.
Honestly, no, they don't.
Okay.
I don't.
And that's the world you want to live in.
No, it's the thing. Okay, I understand where you're coming from with the whole neighbor thing, like with the whole question with the male. Mm-hmm. Yes, I feel like as a male, you not owe, but like as a male, you should protect. For example, say someone was coming with a gun or like with whatever to females. Yes, you would expect the male to owe anything, but at the end of the day, they don't owe anything. That makes sense.
So let me get this straight. You don't think you owe your neighborhood anything, your people. So who do you owe?
Only person I owe anything to is my daughter at this point.
Really? Where's her father?
I feel like I don't belong in this conversation. I actually accidentally clicked to join.
No, it's the same conversation. It's a modern woman thing.
I belong in here. You're asking the wrong person.
It doesn't really matter our community, but this is just a microcosm. I'm listening to a woman that says she lives with her mother and another woman. That's 3 females. You're the most vulnerable. if the world's ended tomorrow and government ceased, you would be the most vulnerable because you can't defend yourself. The reason you can say this stuff,
I mean,
the reason you can listen,
like,
the reason you can say this stuff is because you have government, 911, and everything else.
no, not even that. I've never thought of anyone owing anything to me. If that makes
Well, did you
like
grow up in this country?
I've been
Did you grow up in this country?
yes, I did grow up in this country.
Okay, did you go to public school?
The
Did you
age,
go to public school? You can't overtalk me. Can't
oh,
overtalk me.
what were you saying?
Did you go to public school?
Yes, I did.
Yeah. The taxpayers owed you an education. Do you owe them anything back? This is what I mean, gentlemen. Modern women take. They don't think they owe anything. The world exists to benefit them, and when it's their turn to give back, nothing.
No, but that's the thing. I don't think I owe anything back, but I don't think like I deserve anything either. For example, like I've been working since the age of 14. Yes, I've had the same career / job since the age of 14. I've never had any
Career?
hands off or anything like that. So it's like I don't feel like I owe anything to anybody, but at the end of the day, I still feel like people owe to me. If that makes any sense. Sorry. Everyone that thinks I'm drunk, yes, I am.
I'm not worried about that.
But I'm just saying, like, I don't think anybody owes me anything. The same way I don't feel like I owe anybody anything, but at the end of the day.
So you want to live. So you want to live in the world. So that's the world you want. Listen. So that's the world you want your daughter to grow up in. You don't owe anybody, and nobody owes you. It's kill or be killed. It's law of the jungle.
No, it's do whatever you do to benefit yourself, and you get what you get out of it.
And let me tell you something, young lady. Pay it. Nope. You need to pay. Listen through the wine. No. See, that's the thing. This is what I mean. Women really believe that this shit works. She really believes that she's on the level of a man. That is how safe women are today.
But I never mentioned a man.
No, because you don't even understand what you're not. So I'm gonna go ahead and move on because she. Hello.
Hello?
Hi. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Back up a little bit. You're off frame.
Oh, okay. Hold on 1 second. Is that better?
Yeah. So what do women owe their community?
I mean,
First of all, how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. What state do you live in?
New York.
Okay. What do you owe your community?
When you say what do I owe
Mm-hmm.
Black community, or do you mean what do I owe a man?
I'm talking about the community right now.
So I think that I guess my duty to the community would be to give back in terms of like I feel like I'm a successful woman for my age. Well, I know I'm a successful woman at my age. I make good money, and live on my own. Went to school and all that good stuff. So I feel like my duty to the community would be to give back in a sense. If I'm volunteering, I'm mentoring somebody who's like younger than me, to put them, or to not to put them in a position, but put them on the road to be in the position that I'm in.
Do you do that?
Yes, I do.
So you owe your community volunteerism?
Yeah, I think that's what I owe my community.
That's it?
I think so, yeah.
So your community that you grew up in provided you nothing but volunteerism.
I mean, in a sense, yeah. I mean, it's a village, right? To raise a kid.
Well, if all you get is volunteerism, is that really a village?
I think so, yeah.
Really?
Yes, I would, like when, you have your parents and, if I'm young and family, friends, volunteering to
First off, let me stop right there.
Okay.
Were you raised with your mother and father?
I was raised with my stepfather, but my dad was a...
Okay, but you said your family.
Mm-hmm.
You don't owe a community. You don't owe your community a family.
Do I owe my?
Yes.
Yes.
Newsflash. Yes.
I don't necessarily think that I owe my community. I think that if
the women today don't even realize that the first thing you owe your community is the building blocks of the community. Nuclear family.
I mean,
Ma'am, listen, I need you to listen. Listen. What you said you owe the community is what a man brings. Money and activity.
but I mean, that's not just what men bring. That's I feel
Yes, no, okay. See, the problem is that you don't know, understand the difference. Women are supposed, men have buy a home, buy a house, women make it a home. Black women have been convinced to give up the main superpower, your femininity. So now you're coming to talk about your success, and I let you talk about your success, and you framed your success in a masculine way by your education, your income, and your accomplishments.
well, that's what I have in my life right now.
At 25, and that's the point.
Well, I mean, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad.
Oh, okay. So you think your community? So at 25, you think your community is better off today than it was 20 years ago?
Um, it depends on in what way. In terms,
Okay. Do you think your community today is better off than it was 60 years ago?
yes,
You think your community today is better off than it was in the 60s?
yes,
In what ways?
in the ways where I mean, just as Black, we have more. And I use that term.
We have more what? We have more what?
More freedoms, and I use that term, but in terms of the resources that we have,
Such
you know,
as? Such as?
such as technology, such as,
That has nothing to do with your community, man.
but it does.
No, it doesn't. Technology is no. I said your community. Technology of the day was a library and a library card. We had technology. It was called microfiche and radio. We had technology.
Okay,
Do you live by yourself?
I do.
Do you have an alarm in your house?
I do not.
Do you have a doorman building?
No.
What kind of security do you have?
I don't have security.
Oh, okay. So there's no locks on your doors.
I mean, yeah, those. I feel like every home has a lock.
No, but they didn't used to.
Okay.
Can you walk down the street at 3 o'clock in the morning with the light and with the lights out and feel safe in a blackout?
I don't think so. No.
So you could back then.
I mean, I wouldn't. I personally wouldn't know that because I'm young.
Well, that's the point. So you can't say it's better off today because obviously you don't know what you're talking about. You're talking about from a technological standpoint, but even from a freedom standpoint, we actually had neighborhoods. What part of New York do you live in?
I don't live in the city. I'll say that. No.
What part of New York do you live in?
Long Island.
Long Island. So it's on the borough of Long Island. No, Long Island, not Staten Island. Long Island.
Yeah.
And 70 years ago, what was the black part of Long Island?
70 years ago, I can't say.
Because it wasn't.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was still Harlem.
Which is in a borough.
But before crack. See, y'all don't know what we used to have. Where'd you go to college?
SUNY Albany, upstate.
SUNY
Albany, which is
right. So this is what we've effectively done. We've made modern women today have become men. Don't even realize that the women made a neighborhood a community because your mama wasn't home. You go over to Miss Jenkins' house to get you something to eat. She got something for you. When's the last time your neighbor knocked on the door and said, "What's your first name again? What's your name?"
Destiny.
Destiny? Hey, Destiny, do you know all your neighbors in your building?
I don't know all of them. I know some of them.
How long you been in that building?
2 years.
2 years? How many stories?
It's like a home, so it's I live in an actual neighborhood, not a building.
So you don't know everybody in this home?
I know everybody in the home. I know, neighbors, two doors to the left, right. That's
Two doors to the left and right, but you don't know your block.
no.
Okay. See, you were down on your block back then. So when Roberta come down, hey, Destiny, come out some flour, some sugar. Matter of fact, she would have probably just walked in your door because the screen would have been open.
Okay. I believe that.
Can you do that now? Can you go ask your neighbor for anything? 3 doors down?
So yeah, the ones that I
No. 3 doors down? You only know them 2 doors down, 3 doors down.
I mean, if count indoors.
No, you can't because they don't know you and you don't know them.
I don't.
See, you don't have a community. You have an apartment.
Okay.
You basically live in a prison. See, you think you're free, young lady. You think you're free, but see, when you were free is when you could walk down the street and not have to worry about being touched, whether it was a blackout, brownout, whether you had lights or not, because they knew Destiny was so-and-so's kid. She could walk from one street to the other, go several blocks over. Kids could actually get on the bike and ride down the street, and nobody would have to touch her. They need dogs, pistols, sticks. They were safe.
Okay.
You could actually eat food, drink somebody's house. You could even spend the night at your friend's house. You have lots of sleepovers when you were a kid?
With
Nope.
friends that my parents knew.
Exactly. So now the neighborhood, what I just described sounds like a neighborhood in a community.
Okay.
Where kids is outside playing. When Destiny get outside and go play, and you had to go outside and play with the kids who came in from the summer visiting their cousins, such and so forth, and you played with the neighborhood kids. Did you play with the neighborhood kids in your neighborhood?
When I was younger.
What age did that stop?
Probably playing like high school. Probably.
High school. You stopped playing in high school.
Yeah.
Are you still friends with people you grew up with?
Some yes.
Okay. So, 60 plus years ago, we had neighborhoods, we had communities.
Okay.
You don't have that now. You got an apartment. And effectively, if I just put a glass dome, 2 doors down, 2 houses this way, 2 houses that way, and you didn't know, you'd be in prison because you don't use anything past that. And you call that freedom. Ain't that a bitch?
I mean, I feel like we took a turn.
No, we didn't take a turn. It's called checking. You don't understand that you don't have a community. That's why you don't feel like you owe anything, because you're not attached to anything but you. It's what you want.
No, I don't think I'm me. I'm attached.
Who do you volunteer for in this? Who do you volunteer for in your neighborhood? Since you don't know nobody 2 doors this way and 2 doors that way, who do you volunteer for?
I usually do a lot of volunteer through my job. And
But your job ain't your community.
Well, they are a pathway to my.
No. Your job is it voluntary? Is it required or is it voluntary?
Okay,
Is it required or is it voluntary?
Is a job required for voluntary?
No. The work you do, the volunteer work you do. You say you do it through your job, right?
Yeah, most
Is
of the
it
time.
required that you do it or is it voluntary?
It's voluntary. You're not.
Okay. See, I thought you actually meant that you, on your own compunction, went out and did this out of the goodness of your heart. There's a difference. I'm not discounting what you're doing. Okay. I'm just saying it's different. See, when Coach Johnson used to teach the Little League, he was actually the head football coach, but then he taught the Little League because he cared about the boys in the neighborhood. He didn't get paid to do that, and his job didn't set it up. He did that in addition to. Okay. So you get credit for volunteering through your company. They know about it though, right?
I mean, yeah.
So there's a professional benefit to doing that. See, yeah. So what I'm just saying that it's not as selfless as it used to be.
Not as selfish just because
I said it's not as selfless as the other situation.
I was saying, like, how is it less selfless?
How is it less selfless? How is it less selfless? Because you don't know anybody in your community. You're volunteering through your job, and your job has these programs set up, and they basically you're going to work doing volunteer work. You're not doing something to help the neighborhood, your community you grew up in, something you chose to do with your own skills. That's how.
I do that too. I don't think it, but I don't.
You do what? You do what too?
Volunteer within my and mentor people.
Where?
Just people that friend, my
Why are
mom.
you breaking up?
Oh, can you hear me now? Is that better?
How can you volunteer in a community where you only know people 2 doors this way and 2 doors that way?
But I'm talking about the Black community as a whole, like not necessarily like I mean where I'm living now, not where I grew up. So technically, it's just my current residence.
So what do you volunteer?
I volunteer throughout like the community that I grew up, whether that's helping.
How many times? How often a year?
Um, I would say I don't know if I can probably count. Probably I can. I'll be honest about that.
How many?
Maybe like 4 to 5.
4 to 5 times a year.
Yes. What I mean, listen,
See what I mean, people? We
but
spent all this. Listen, we spent all this time, and you don't even realize that, dear heart, 4 to 5 times ain't nothing for a community. That's a weekend. That's a month's worth of activities. The way it used to be, what it's supposed to be.
okay. But I mean, I feel like it still counts, and it's still an effort. If you take time out of whatever you have going on and you use that time to help someone else or make an
Average at best, mediocre.
I mean, but what is okay? So when you say
Listen. Don't get defensive.
I'm not. I just want.
Listen. 4 to 5 times may be a lot compared to what the rest of your generation is doing. But it ain't nothing compared to what a community is supposed to be.
Okay.
But see, at 25 years old, 60, 50 years ago, you'd have been married already, probably have a kid. And you would...
Probably. I believe that.
Yeah. And you would have actually been rooted and connected to your community. Your community, the community you live in, are all the people in your neighborhood Black?
It's a very mixed community. No, so it's not.
Okay, so due respect, you don't even live in your community. It's not an insult. It's just a statement of fact.
Okay.
We used to live in our communities.
Okay. Yeah.
So when I'm talking about the work, what you're talking about, I'm volunteering, I'm doing all this, and people who know where I'm going, read the comments and you'll see the disconnect between your 25-year-old understanding of what do I owe? I don't really owe anything. I do stuff. Well, yeah, you owe quite a bit.
But I didn't say that I didn't owe anything. You said.
Well, the thing is, we owe more than volunteerism. And
Okay.
the fact of the matter is, you are a single Black woman living in a mixed neighborhood,
Okay.
unmarried, no children.
Yeah,
Are you in a serious relationship of any kind?
I was
How long ago did it end?
a few months.
A few months. Do you want to be married ever?
I do.
Do you want children?
I do.
How many children would you like to have?
Ideally, 2.
About what age would you like to get married?
My goal was 28, but I don't.
28. So if you want to get married by 28, by what age would you like to have your last child?
Last child probably 34.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with your first child?
No.
Okay. How much is the man going to have to make to take care of a family of 4 in Long Island, to where his wife does not have to work?
In Long Island, and like living comfortably in class, I'd say at least 275 to 300.
Did your last boyfriend make $300,000 a year?
No,
Have you ever dated a man that make $300,000 a year?
not yet.
Not yet. This is going to get tough, okay? How tall are you?
5 feet.
Dress size?
Probably like a 6 or 8.
How much did you weigh last time you weighed yourself?
160.
So
I'm
you
thick.
never dated a man who makes that kind of money. So you expect to find a man as you get older who earns more money. I got to ask you, man, what do you bring to the table that a man making $300,000 a year should pick you?
Well, I'm supportive I'm self-sufficient. I can be submissive if I'm with somebody who knows how to lead. Um, I I can cook. I can do all of the traditional things, and I'm passionate and loving individual.
You're self-sufficient.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about a man who's making $300,000. He don't care if you're self-sufficient or not. He's the one that has to be sufficient.
I mean,
Listen. You said I can be submissive.
mm-hmm.
That's bullshit.
That is not, because I was kind of submissive in my last relationship.
I bet you believe it was, but you also thought you volunteered too. And I showed you that what you call volunteering ain't much.
Okay.
What percentage of men earn $300,000 or more?
Less than 4.
Uh-huh. And what age do men hit their financial stride?
Uh, if I had to guess, I'd probably say like late 30s or early 40s.
45 to 55. Are you prepared to date a man that's 40 plus years old?
No, I'm not.
So you expect a young man under 40 to make $300,000 a year. I want you to understand this.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you that special to where you get a man who is an exceptionally high earner at a very young age? Why would he pick you? Why should he pick you?
Because I kind of listed like all of the qualities that I believe that I bring to this.
Ma'am, what you mentioned,
Mm-hmm.
due respect, men who enter this country illegally and stand out front of Home Depot and sell cans get the very same things from their wives.
Okay, but I don't think necessarily that I need someone that's at that level right now. I don't think there's anything.
Well, I asked you if you wanted to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant with the first child. You
I don't,
said no. So listen, if you want to get married by 28 and have your last child by 34, from the moment you get married and get pregnant, you want the man to be able to pay. That's 300,000. So that's within the next 5 years. The math can't be overcome. And
okay.
I'm going to say, ma'am, could you live with a man, deal with a man who's earning what the average black man earns in this country?
Yes, because I've done it.
No. Could you marry him and be happy with him for a lifetime?
Yes.
You could be happy with a black man making $40,500 for the rest of his life. That's $20 an hour.
Wait, you said 40,000?
40,500. That's $20 an hour. That's what the average black man makes in this country. Yes.
Could I be happy with it?
Mm-hmm.
Would I be happy with it?
I'm not playing semantics. I asked you, could you be happy with it?
I think it's possible.
No, I'm asking you, could you? I know it could be possible.
Yeah, I think it's possible if all the other qualities are there.
Okay. $20 an hour.
It's possible if
That means you're going to have to work when you're pregnant.
I mean, it's all.
That means you're going to have to work when you're pregnant. You're going to have to work until retirement age. That means your kids are going to go to public school. That means unless you, I mean, I didn't ask you, but do you plan on making in excess of 6 figures?
Yeah, yes.
So, and then who's going to manage the money? Would it be you or him? Because you'll be making more than he is.
Well, I feel like when you get married to someone, partnership, right? So it's
that's the theory.
It's not one or the other, so you both manage the money.
No, somebody has to manage it. But at the end of the day, I don't understand why you young ladies expect to be stay-at-home wives when you're just average. Do you think, I mean, is that an insult, calling you, saying that you're average?
I feel like, to each their own.
So, but ma'am, but you laughed when I said when you're average.
Yeah, I don't think I'm average.
What makes you above average?
The things that I bring to I think I'm an attractive woman.
Okay, what would you rank yourself on a scale from 0 to 10? Just your face, you can't use 7.
Can't use 7, right?
Mm-mm.
I heard the Kelly Rowland. I would say if I have to place myself against Kelly Rowland and Beyonce, and you know what? No, I could rate myself at 8 because I think.
So you think you'll rank up there with Beyonce?
Yes, we are both beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay. I would give you, arguably, I give you a 5, maybe a 6 on a good day.
Okay.
I give you cute. But ma'am, this is not insulting, okay?
I'm not.
But see, the thing is, this is what the sad part is. So many young women, you overinflate your price. A man who's making $300,000, that's what you want. And you don't think you're average, and you're average because that's what you've attracted in your past. You've had average men.
So what? I mean, but I'm only 25.
But you're an average 25-year-old. You're 5 feet tall, 160 pounds, and you're average looking.
I don't think I'm average looking. I think you think I'm average looking.
Okay, I really don't want to do this with you, but I'm, as one person who's the professional image consultant and the person who's not, you're average looking. That's not insulting. There's nothing about you that says, look, there's no way that you be walking down the street in Hollywood or New York City and someone would say, we need to bring her in to model for Ford. We need to get her on the cover of this. She needs to be on the cover. When you talk about pretty, beautiful, or gorgeous, these women are model beautiful, universally. And today, saying a woman is average is an insult. Saying being with an average, you want to say, well, like,
well, I don't think it's an insult. I think it's just
it's not even a perception, man. It's like, okay, and I'm trying to be as political about this as possible because you're young, but have you modeled?
No, I don't have a model.
Okay, so if you put yourself arguably next to Beyonce, if I put your picture and made it pop up on everybody's phone at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning and said, do these two women match? Are these two things equal? You think the world would say, yes, this person and this person. Yep, they're in the same category.
Just on looks?
Just on your face.
I mean, I think it depends.
I said worldwide.
It depends on who.
Yes, no, ma'am, that's a yes or no. What do you think the worldwide average would be?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Beyonce's beautiful and I'm beautiful, so I don't think that I'm not offended that it's
it's not a matter of being offended. You're delusional.
I don't think I'm delusional.
Okay, well, see, I'm trying to be nice, but I think we should leave this because I'm going to start asking you questions that are going to be uncomfortable. Where have you gotten 8, 9, or 10 outcomes in your life? Where have men who have been rich, wealthy, or powerful who have openly tried to get you to be their primary girlfriend?
I haven't yet. But
exactly, because you're not that quality. You're not on that level.
No, I don't. I think that's what it is. I feel like, and I've watched lives.
No, ma'am, it's you exist. No, listen. You go out of your home. The world sees you. Guys, I'm really doing my best, but this is the length of denial with the average woman today. You're seriously rating yourself on the level. You're saying that if tomorrow morning, here's 2 phones, and everybody popped up and said, here's Beyonce, and here's Destiny.
Mm-hmm.
Which woman would you rank? Are these women equal in looks? And you're saying that the majority of the world would say yes.
Mm-hmm. I think it depends on who's looking at it. Some people will say yes, and some people will say no. But that's with anything.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not. This is why how we've gotten here is this is when I ask what do you owe the community. This is the mindset that you're all special. You're all beautiful. That if I stood you next to Beyonce, no one would say you're in Destiny's Child. They would say you're a fan. They'd be in the beehive. You'd be on the first row screaming, saying, I'm a survivor, but you would not be on the picture of the marquee. That is not you. And I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt that you're average and you're cute, but you are not on that level. You have not had these outcomes. You can shake your head and give me all the diva girl confidence you want to. You have not had these outcomes in your life.
But I mean, to date, no. You can't. I'm 25.
Oh Jesus. Okay.
I'm young.
You're right, ma'am. You're right. You're young and you're only going down.
No, I just think that like you.
You're right. You're right. It doesn't matter.
They fold.
You're right. You're right. You're
Okay.
right, man.
All right.
You're right, and I'm trying to help you. Really, I'm really trying to help you. But
Okay.
you're digging a deeper hole. So it would be wise to just stop. Okay?
Okay.
It would just be wise to just stop. Confidence is good, fine, but delusion is not.
I think that's not delusion.
Denial, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so let's just go there. Then why do you think that? You and Beyonce and you're right up there with all the classic eights, Pam Grier, down from Good Times. Why do you think you're up there with them?
They're successful women that are confident in themselves and have accomplished. I'm a successful woman that's
That
accomplished
has shit to do with looks.
herself and that's
Ma'am,
accomplished.
that has nothing to do with looks. It
Hey,
has no, ma'am. I said eight. It has everything to see. This is the problem.
but no, you did.
Listen, ma'am. I'll let you speak, but I will let black women believe their socioeconomic status increases their sexual marketplace value. You are what you attract. Your sexual marketplace value is based upon your looks and your figure. Now, arguably, you're short and you not as thin as you could be.
I'm thick. It's in the, but it's in
Oh
the.
shit.
It's true.
Man, you're 5 feet and 160 pounds. You weigh more than a man.
It's proportioned nicely.
It's not proportioned. It's proportioned like a man.
It's not.
Man, oh shit.
It's
Whoever your parents are, man, Mr. and Mrs. I tried, but your daughter needs a reality check. Young lady,
okay.
you're 5 feet tall and 160 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
That makes you around a dress size 8'10".
Mm-hmm.
You should be a dress size 4. At 5 feet tall, you should really be around 110 pounds.
Okay.
You're 50 pounds. You're 50% over your target weight. Let's just look at the BMI, shall we? Let's look at no. Go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead and do the BMI
Those
calculator.
statistics are you not skewed to.
No, go ahead. Don't tell me what's wrong with the statistics. Tell me why it's where it should be. The BMI is everything for everybody. Your BMI is 31.2.
Mm-hmm.
That is classified. Underweight is underweight, normal weight, overweight is 25 to 39 to 25 to 29.99, and obesity is the BMI of 30% or larger. Your BMI is 31.2. You are obese.
Okay. By the statistics.
By the reality.
Yes, and it's
By the reality. Okay, so an obese, 5-foot tall woman
mm-hmm.
who's average looking, saying that because I is successful, and I'm assuming you're talking about in your career.
Yeah.
What do you do?
I'm internal audit.
Okay, good job. You probably do. You might do it very well. Are you earning more than 50,000?
Yes.
More than 75?
Yes.
Less than 100?
Yes.
All right. So that puts you in the top 9%. That's great for a young woman. But do men pick women based upon their income?
I don't think just based on income, no.
Men don't pick women based on income. Men pick women based upon their sexual marketplace value. Your looks, your physique. Then after that, whatever they determine, if not, why do women who make more than you can't seem to get a man who's a higher value? Why do men who are truly high value tend to go for women who are not PhDs and not high earners? Because attraction is not symmetrical. It's different. What women value and what men value are two different things. You keep saying that you give yourself a ranking based upon your income, and that's not what we value.
But it wasn't just based on income.
It's only based upon what's on the scale and what's in the mirror.
Okay.
And that's what the world would see at a glance. And the fact that you're pushing back and denying this is making me step up and say, now look, you can be as confident as you want, but when you start getting into denial, I'm going to tell you as the image consultant, This is crazy because if you went into a modeling call, let's say you took your confident self into an open casting call. Now, for people who think I'm tough, if you've ever seen an open casting call, they would tell you strip down to your underwear, and they will go put a marker. Have you ever had anybody draw on you and tell you your problem areas? No. Have you
No.
ever? That's what I'm saying. So you ladies are over ranking yourselves.
But I feel like when you say that we overrank ourselves, you compare it to the problematic energy that exists that
The
women
problematic what?
the problematic standard that exists that women have fought to.
That's bullshit. You knock off a European.
Wait,
European. I'm comparing you to black women. I'm comparing you to black women. I'm comparing you to black women. No. I'm comparing you to black women.
and you have black women that are
I'm comparing you to black. Okay.
I'm just saying, like, I'm trying to have, you know, a open debate, but I feel like when
There's no debate about it. There's this whole European beauty standard. I'm comparing you to black women. What's the problematic standard? You said out of your mouth, regardless as to what the standard is, you said out of your mouth, I feel like I'm on the same level as Beyonce.
yeah,
You can feel that, but it's not true.
not in every aspect, but yes.
Okay. I'll tell you what. You want to challenge? You want to put that to the challenge? I'll take a screenshot of this right here, and I'm going to put it on my Instagram story and let people vote. I'm going to put Beyonce's picture and your picture and say, are these two people the same? If you want, I mean, you want to see what the market says.
But you can't. No two people are the same.
Yeah.
Like,
see, and the fact that this is one of the things, and I think it's interesting. This whole the back here right here, man. This is why so many of our women are unfit for relationship. You argue facts, data, and statistics. You argue observable reality. The inability to just let stuff go and even just accept the reality. It's like, no, in your mind, what you said is, hey, I want to be married by this time. I want to have my last kid by this time. And if I have my choice, I wouldn't want to have to work to pay significant bills. So I need a man making $300,000 a year. The chance of you getting a man, you would like a man making 300, but the likelihood of that is negligible because they want something. Excuse me?
not that I'm gonna let you go ahead. Go ahead.
Because the men who make that kind of money want something, and most women want them, and you're competing with the women around him, and they're not typically women who are your height, your weight, and your S&V.
Okay.
That's the net of it. Everything else you bring to the table is nothing. It's not bad, but it's not exceptional. So if you can get the things you bring to the table in a better package for his S&V, that's what he's going to get.
Okay.
So if you got married, you're saying you would be happy and you would cooperate and work with a man who's making average money, a plumber or something like that, electrician.
If that's who I fall in love with, then then yeah.
It's not about love, man. Love comes later. It's about duty and respect. You don't have love to sustain a 30, 40, 50-year marriage. It's a choice.
And I also think
it's a choice.
The earning potential comes into play, because if you're saying men don't reach their full earning.
Excuse me. The earning potential.
Yeah, you said earlier that men don't. I guess
see what you're basically saying is he may be here now, but he could increase in the end.
Yeah.
That's not what I said. I said he was going to make it for a lifetime. I counted that. I counted for that already. There's no increase. He is at the average. He's doing he is not a bum. He's doing average work like any other tax-paying solid citizen. Not, I'll take him today as long as he's ambitious and he's assertive and willing to do something else. See, gentlemen, this is what I say. You better question these women, because at the end of the day, being average is not what they want, because they don't think they're average. Average women don't think they're average. That's what this segment is going to show. She's average. She doesn't think she's average. Therefore, your average status Even at the beginning, it will be a placeholder. She's going to expect you to do better because in her mind, she's up here. But you know what? Lizzo says the same stuff. Let her tell her she's a bad bitch.
She
But when let her,
she's bigger, but she's beautiful.
and then when she went to shoot her shot at Chris Evans, she got shot down. She's not. She's not. That body is not beautiful, and that's part of our problem. We have told women like that they're beautiful, and they've made it to where I look at young women like you, and you're distorted. You look at that and say beautiful, and I look at men who see Lizzo naked and they're disgusted.
But there are also men that look at her and think she's.
Okay. You're right. You're right.
But
This is what I mean.
true.
Black men.
Run, bitch! Run!
Oh my gosh.
This is what. This is why I say when I ask the question, "What do women owe their community?" They owe you nothing. Because no, I'm talking to them. They don't owe you anything because you can't even deal with reality. You're saying Lizzo is beautiful. To whom?
To men that are into bigger women. Like they exist. I feel like when you say those things, you
Yeah, they exist. I know those men typically high value, extremely successful men.
I can't say. I don't.
That's bullshit. You can't say. Yes, you can. Then they're not. They're not. And why is it that? And there's this body positivity stuff. Why is it that people like Lizzo, as big as she is, she still wants the hot, in shape guy? She doesn't want a guy that. Why isn't Lizzo going after men that look like Lizzo?
You have to ask her that. I don't know.
Yeah, because this is the delusion. To where, remember, guys, when I said it's always this subjective variable. There's always these special snowflakes. You may not like my method, but it is rooted in facts, data, statistic, and the science of our culture. This is warped.
So are you saying that she because she is whatever, I don't know what size Lizzo is, but because she is I guess
don't they? How much does because Lizzo is what?
But because she's saying that because she's that size, that she should not go after men that she finds attractive. I think
Lizzo is 308 pounds.
Okay, so but because she's 308 pounds, and I'm not
What is your question? What is your question about what she should do?
No, I'm saying because that weight, just because she's that weight, she should not go after that are the standard of attractive men. So like fit men.
She can go after whatever she wants to, but she's not entitled to any of them. That's why she keeps getting shot down by all of them.
But I don't.
Excuse me.
But how can you say?
Excuse me.
No, I'm good.
Excuse me. She's 308 pounds, and every man she's wanted and shot at has turned her down publicly. You can do whatever you want as a woman. You can think what you want to as yourself. You're entitled to believe what you want, but you're not entitled to those outcomes. You're going to get the reality. And we don't show me the male equivalent of Lizzo, a man who's below average in earnings, expecting a bona fide bad bitch.
But that's not equal because Lizzo.
Yes, it is. It's the same. No. That is the same scenario because attraction is not symmetrical. You're still thinking like this is crazy. You're still thinking that men and women find the same things attractive. The equivalent of Lizzo is a broke man, a short broke man going after Rihanna or something. He wouldn't even do it because, and if he did shoot a shot, he wouldn't get on social media talking about you need to accept short broke men and stop shaming broke men. And you're saying that somebody finds her beautiful and this and that. Okay. Sure, if that's what makes you women sleep better at night, that somebody somewhere in the Himalayas is going to find it. But the average rank and file man that she wants, that has options, does not want a woman like her. That's why she doesn't have one.
I can't speak to her life on that level. I think.
Yeah, of course, we can't ever speak to the obvious because but the reality and how we got here is the notion of you're at 8 and you would like a man making 300,000, and it's just. I wish you the best, young lady. I really do.
A couple years, whenever I'm married, I'm follow up with you.
No, but he won't be making $300,000 a year.
He may be, he may not be.
Right. And I want you folks to understand, the people who think this is rude, she would rather waste her time believing on the star that she can get that dude, other than dealing with the fact that, man, you're average.
Listen.
You're average looking woman and you're above average weight.
Okay.
And that's not an insult. That is a statement of observable fact.
I'm not insulted by anything that
Well, I'm saying that for the audience. I'm just saying you're
Okay.
not, you know, and people may say, well, she's cute. I say you're a 5 or 6 on a good day. That's why I said, I'll give you a 5 or 6 on a good day. That's average to cute. That's average to cute. Not adjustable 6, damn sure not 8, 9, or 10. Over here are women who get snapped up like this. These are women who are universally beautiful. There's no real question about these women. And in your life, you would have had these outcomes. If you were an 8, 9, or 10, prom queen, this, that, model, such and so forth, these things would have followed you. So saying, just like Lizzo, she can say what she wants to, but the world reflects what it is, and you attract what you are. And if you're not dating men, if you're not attracting men for marriage or serious commitment relationships that are on that level, that go up to 8s, 9s, and 10s, that means they're not attracted to you.
Okay.
So why is this important? Because in order to get the things you say you really want long term, you're going to have to lower your standard.
We'll see. See.
Jesus H. Christ.
Amen.
Yeah, and this is why I have no problem telling these women they're going to die alone. I got no problem telling them they're going to die alone. I got no problem telling them they're going to die alone. I got no problem telling them they're going to die alone. Because they are you.
I'm good. I'm happy that you accepted my request because I've been watching you for quite some time now, and I agree with a lot of the things that you said.
Okay,
Or say.
What do women owe their community?
So I'll preface this with saying that I am Latina, I'm Dominican. Okay. So community is very, very big for us. Mm-hmm. So I believe that you owe your community, you know, as a woman, you have to raise your kids a certain way because they're going to be a part of society. Mm-hmm. So you have to, you know, be mindful that you're making honorable contributions to your society. So that's what I believe we owe our community.
So what about women who would choose to not marry or choose to not have any children? Do they have any responsibility to their community? What do you think?
Absolutely. I mean, if they don't have kids, I'm sure that they have nieces or nephews or, you know, younger cousins, and they should be a positive model for them, role model for them.
So you saying you said this is big in your community.
Yes.
So are you married or you have any children or what?
I am not married. I do not have children yet. Okay. But I do want in the future. I'm ready.
Right. So why would you say to date you're single? Uh-oh. Without blaming men.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to blame men.
She's a fur mama.
I am a fur mama. So I have been single because I did take time to heal from my last relationship. We were going to get married and everything, but as you said in the past, we tend to be the ones to walk away, and that's what happened. I did walk away.
Why?
So I'll take it. I'll take it to the chin.
Why?
Because he was unfaithful. Yeah. But extreme. It was to an extreme.
Well, was he a high value man?
Above 6 figures, yeah. Not 300,000, but above 6 figures.
Okay. I have a pretty specific definition. Okay, so he was an unrepentant cheater.
I'm sorry?
He was an unrepentant cheater.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
Okay. So, what next?
I am ready to settle down. I think that I've done enough healing. Mm-hmm. And I'm ready to be a wife and have kids. Like,
how many kids would you like?
2.
Okay. So if you feel like you're ready, where are you going to be found by the kind of man you would like to marry?
Well, it's been kind of hard through COVID, I'll be honest. But before that, I used to have work events where I would meet, you know, high value men.
So does he have to be high value? Does he have to make in excess of 6 figures?
Yes.
He does. Okay. I didn't ask you, how old are you?
Oh my gosh, you're gonna kill me.
I
35. I'm
Uh-oh.
35.
Danger zone!
I know,
So
I
wait a
know.
minute. So I gotta ask, why does he have to make in excess of 6 figures?
Because I live in New York.
New York City?
Yes. So you know, 6 figure, I mean, above 100,000 is kind of average here. Like if I were to
Yeah, I
move,
mean, it is, but unfortunately, the numbers still don't skew that much. When I got promoted from Dallas to New York, it wasn't like I got a 100% increase. I got a nice bump. But at 35 years old, owning 2 kids, are you trafficking in places where men are looking to marry women your age?
if I'm honest, I don't even know where I would look, you know. I am on dating apps, but
No, they're not there.
okay.
I mean, I it says is this real business banker? You're a banker?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Um, that's going to be a push. That's going to be a push. That 6 figure number is going to be a problem because only roughly 10% of the men make that kind of money. Um, is that a hard line, or is it because you live in New York? Because I get the feeling that if you lived in Dallas, you'd still say, yeah, you want 6 figures. That's the feeling I get from you. So you can say New York, but I don't believe that. All right, that's the truth. You want a 6 figure dude. All right, so real talk. 35. You're going into no man's land. Where are my
I
fried eggs? Where are my
know.
fried eggs at?
Oh my God, I know, I know, I
So, I
know.
mean, why not lower that number down? Because you were saying some of the right things at the beginning. Now it's kind of like, now it's getting problematic. For what you want is an outcome. What about if a guy is making 75,000 or more? Or is it because your salary, do you make more than 6? All right, so I got to ask the hard question then. Before your last boyfriend, how long were you guys together?
5 years.
Okay. And before him, what was your longest relationship?
3 years. So
Was
I'm a
it,
serial, like, long-term
so
relationship
why didn't
type
you in
of.
3 year guy get married?
Um, that's an interesting story.
But you
Uh,
left.
huh?
But you left.
I did.
Do you have a relationship with a man that you haven't left?
No.
Uh-oh. All right. That's going to hurt. Because the kind of men you're looking for are not real good on women who are not loyal.
I
And
can take that. I can take that.
and because you're going to be in your mid 30s plus, you're pretty much going to be set in your ways. What have you done to ensure the next guy you're with, you guys can go the distance, provided he's suitable?
So I have been self-reflecting a lot, and you hit it right on the head, that loyalty piece, because so I think you should know I lost my father to cancer when I was 20. Ever since that point, I've been so scared to just give it all to a person and then lose because of that was trauma right there. So so because of that and because of my last relationship, I have been working on,
Have you had
giving people
therapy?
grace. Yes, I do.
Okay. Are you
Yeah.
still in therapy?
Yes.
Have you? How long has it been?
3 years
Ooh,
consistently. Yeah.
you're supposed to graduate from therapy.
You think so? You think I should let her? You should think I should just stop?
Uh, I know a lot of psychiatrists. I promote therapy heavily, and one thing that any serious therapist will tell you that there should be a graduation date, unless there's something that requires ongoing maintenance with medication, schizophrenia.
No.
So it should be a graduation because therapy can become addictive, can become a new crutch.
I can see that.
And
It's like my safety
is
net.
is your therapist a woman?
Yes, she is. Should I seek a male therapist?
I think it might be wise. I don't think it 3 years. I mean, I don't think. I think it'd be wise to move on because here's the net of it. You don't have any time to waste. You don't have
Right.
any time to waste. So whatever you meet, if you met him, could you keep him? I mean, I look at your Instagram and you doing your little sexy thing, but can you keep him? That shit, that's nice, but can you keep
Right.
him? You look nice, but are you a place of peace for a man? Or are you a runner? You a track star? Are you for the streets?
I'm not for the streets, no.
Right, but are you a runner? You a track star? Everything you've been in, you left. Well, then
I've done
honestly,
that,
why
yeah.
would a man who's going to be putting in 10, 12, 14-hour days, getting out and grinding out, got to go down there and be the best version of himself? He going to come home and see hangers and poles?
No, my God, no.
Then you got to get to the issue of why you run.
Yeah.
Because the next time you run, you talk about running with somebody's kids.
Oh, okay. No, and it's so interesting because I was raised in a household, very traditional. My parents were together for 25 years. They probably would have still been together now. And my mom is
You were raised
literally
in a household of traditional with your booty all up on Instagram? Yeah, you gotta thoughten it up. Lord have mercy. Yeah. Kill me, you Dominican women. But anyway, seriously though, all jokes aside. You know, some of the things you were saying in the beginning, cool. But long-term therapy with a one person female, no. I think you need to disrupt things, change up the pattern because whatever makes you run. Because you're talking about giving somebody grace. You're going to have to give up some stuff on your list. You cannot demand what you demanded at 30 or at 25. I mean,
I agree.
You could have had that list at 23, 25, but at 35, you're going to have to give up something. Especially, you got to realize the man who's getting you is going to be taking chances on, eggs that may be. I mean, I'm just saying.
No, it's true.
It's more likely that the man is going to. This is going to sting a lot of women. It's more likely that he's going to be settling for you because your sexual marketplace value is going down while his is going up.
Right.
You're 35. When a man hits 40, 45, that's being like a 25-year-old woman, especially if you got your power, money, status game together. So I would consider seriously finding your animating issue, and then after that, seriously, you may want to consider a matchmaker because you can't waste any time, COVID or not.
Right.
You got any single girlfriends you hang out with?
Yes.
Wow.
What?
Single women keep women single.
Oh, okay.
Single women keep, like, these pictures. Were you going on trips with your girlfriend or with your guy?
No, my girlfriends. My girlfriends.
Oh, holy shit. So
what?
Okay. I'm not going to put your pictures up, but going out with your girlfriends, taking hot girl summer pictures, seems hot.
Right.
But for a man, I'm looking and I'm saying, yeah, I'd smash, but I'm not going to take her seriously. And then if you tell me you got single friends, I'm like, then you got.
Well, I do have. You asked me who I spend time with. So I do have friends that are married and have children, and I have friends that are single. But obviously, the ones who are committed, they're not going to be going out like that.
Better to not go out with. Better to spend time by yourself than a single girlfriend.
Okay.
You're bringing their issues, and the number one and number two, if a man that may find you attractive, sees you out with 3 women at the bar, it's going to be a hell of a lot harder because he's going to come and talk to you. Yeah, you go to Mastro's, plant yourself at the bar by yourself. Read a book. Don't have a mobile device. Get a handkerchief. Drop that shit. And take out them long ass mink eyelashes.
Lashes.
You don't need all that shit.
Okay.
Just work with what God gave you. But at 35, it's not over. You should be able to beat younger women by some of the things you said you learned. But you got to continue to do the hard work. And that's the really finding out why you run. Because I've said this to women before, and I'm saying it again. If whatever God you pray to came and said, the next one I'll send you is going to be the last one for a lifetime, you would make it work.
Of course.
All right. Well, then women need to start acting like men are a renewable resource, like they're not going to run out, because the kind and caliber of men you want is finite.
Yeah.
And there's many men may not want to deal and date a younger 20-something. So you should be able to beat 20-somethings by ability to bring him peace. But you can't bring peace with track shoes on.
Understood.
All right.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. The question I'm asking, Marlene, is what do women owe their community?
Okay. I think it's a great question because a lot of times, Kevin, you talk about women need to be submissive, women have to be cooperative, women have to be a helpmate, the women have to do all these things, right? And to be quite honest with you, so let me just start off by kind of give you a little bit of my background, okay? I'm originally from the Ivory Coast. I'm West African. I've been in the U.S. since like 1996, okay? And when I lived, my first language is French. So when I lived back in Africa and living also here in the States, right? One thing I have noticed, and I'm being very, very honest and very forthcoming, right, is that I do feel that African-American women definitely do a lot for their community. And they have constantly done a lot for their community. And it's true that sometimes they can be a bit combative, they can be very defensive, that they cannot smile and all these different things, right? But they've done a lot for their community. Okay. And what you constantly, hold on, I'm coming. And what you constantly notice,
hold on.
Including yourself, Kevin.
Hold on. You can't overtalk me now.
I'm not overtalking you, Kevin. I'm trying to finish my point.
Well, ma'am, I'll let you go, but I'm not going to let you just monologue when you say stuff.
It's not a monologue, Kevin.
Okay, see, that's not going to work.
Oh, okay. So we only talk according to your terms, right? Because it's important
it's my show, and see, this is what it's going to stop. See, I let you have a long time. See,
it's not even a long time.
See, gentlemen, we're not okay, ma'am. I'm going to bid you a good night. Okay, I waited for you to get your microphone. I went through all of that, and I let you talk for over a minute, and I just.
And you think that's a long time?
I think it's long for somebody who has really no respect for what's going on here.
If you want to
do something else, ma'am, go do your own show.
I'm not about doing something
this is
else.
how it's going to work.
Mm-hmm.
Either you're going to do it my way, or you can go to your platform and do it.
But is it also possible that your way can also be a medium? There's no problem, Kevin. I'm going to answer
my way, and it's my way, and that's the way it's going to be.
And that's no problem.
If you can't do it, that's okay.
When you say what do women, especially
because
when black women,
I asked you, what do women? You said they've done a lot for their community.
Yes.
And I said, what do you mean?
But what do I mean? Okay, so let me. Now can I talk?
If you answer my question.
Okay, no problem. I think what they've done, as I look as African American women, I think what they've done is they've stayed behind. I think what they've done is they've been the teachers. They continue to be the teachers. I think what they've done is that they have embraced not just regular education, they have embraced higher education. They have embraced postgraduate.
What do you mean they stayed behind?
Okay, what I mean by they've stayed behind, right? If we start off the notion that the African American community, due to racism, due to segregation, due to Jim Crow, was kind of pretty much...
No, that's not what we're starting. That was the Great Society in 1965. We're living in an integrated society. What do you mean?
So when do you want to start?
Okay, man. What do you mean they stayed behind? What are you talking about?
Okay, so give me a time point and I start.
Well, you're the one that said.
But what if I say something?
Okay, ma'am. Well, I'm going, and guess what, ma'am? I'm going to continue to cut you up because it's my.
Then give me a
Okay,
time.
listen, I'm going to say this one more time. This is why I don't talk to. See, you guys ask me to let people talk. This is why I don't let people talk. This is why I don't let them talk. Rude, argumentative, combative. This is why you don't let people talk. I'm not going to let you monologue like a DC villain. I'm not going to listen to you just say shit. Go say it on your platform.